we haven't had a very collective notion of these are our children. So part of it is we have to break through our kind of private idea that kids belong to their parents.
A billboard in Alabama ruffled feathers among locals and netizens because it displayed a phrase from Hitler right next to a photo of smiling children. The sign, which had been installed at the Village Mall in Auburn, read, "He alone who owns the youth gains the future." The quote was included in speeches the dictator made in the 1930s and historically reflects Nazi youth programs. Next to that phrase was another that said, "Train up a child in the way he should go, and when he is old he will not depart from it," which is a Bible verse from Proverbs.
The ends of the world have come upon us. And I've always been a positive preacher. I've never preached much about judgment. But my friends, you can't talk about the coming of Jesus Christ until you open your eyes and see that all that's happening around us now, the Lord is saying, look up. When you see these things begin to happen, and rejoice because your redemption draws nigh. When I received this vision of calamities, it so frightened me. I was just so transfixed before God that He kept me up night after night. Again last night in the middle of the night. And I asked the Lord about all these things. How are we going to do all that we're supposed to do when so many are forsaking you and people are going into hiding and they're afraid the ship is sinking? What do we do, Lord? Do we abdicate? Do we turn this whole world over to the devil and just let him have his way? Do we pay off all our bills and fold away a couple reserves in the bank, buy a little farm and escape and try to ride out the storm hoping a better day will come? You just give up? How can you look at all the tornadoes and the weather forecasts, and how can you see all the calamities that every prophet of God has predicted? How can the Christian remain sane? How can he keep his fortitude? How can he be objective? How can he be rational in an age that's falling apart? Lord, where do we stand now? And dear friend, you've got to hear what the Holy Spirit said to me. Just 5 little words, but so powerful they awakened in me a glorious new hope and faith, and I woke up shouting. And those 5 little words that blazed in my heart were these: God has everything under control. Hallelujah. This is what I got.